Welcome to the countdown. While you wait for the show to begin, try to relax, grab a drink, sit down, and just enjoy the music.
Yeah. Ooh, whoa.
Don't Christina it out.
Okay.
A little bit of land goes a long, long way. If you believe fracking is okay, a little bit of land goes a long, long way. Sign the lease, bring the rigs today. Everybody say money, 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 money,
She looks metallic.
Though I can't quite recall overnight sensation.
Welcome to the chop. It's been quite a minute, isn't it? Tonight, live for the finale of season 14. If I sound like shit, that's because Miss Rona came to flash her titties a little bit. And being a little bit of curious man like I am, I had to give it a touch. It's the Carrie Colby effect. After you see her, either you want to have them or you want to touch them. It's one of the two things. So, before we begin, let's greet the chat as usual. We have Christus, Phoenix, Insulin Dependent Skank, Blazing, Jules, Spakes, Cactus, Cowboy, Nora, Orchidude, Emily, Eric, Pau, Spicy Icy, Mini Pokes, Hector, Deborah, D15, Bolivia, Zavala, Brian, and everybody else that joined it right now. Thank you so much. And Fantasia, the queen of Discord. Fantasia is here with us. Pay your respect to Fantasia. Now, this is going to be a little bit of an unusual live stream. Most of all, because believe it or not, I managed to have a guest. Please, mysterious guest, introduce yourself.
This is Orion's story. I came on here to talk shit. No, I'm kidding. Hi, everyone. So this is you from you, the channel.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
Where is this channel? Tell me. Where do you transmit?
So there's this. I'm pretty new to YouTube. I mostly do stuff regarding like Russian electropop music. I talk about that. So yeah.
I like electropop.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I heard somebody talking about Carrie Colby's boobs, and I was like, I want to join.
Well, there are two of them, so we can select.
Exactly. Totally.
She will sacrifice herself for the gays. Felicia, am I dreaming? Is this season really finished? Yes, it is. This was the last episode.
Yeah.
So, you guys, you've been asking for Yuki to join us. By the way, am I pronouncing the name right?
Yes, you are, yeah.
You've been asking for ages. So if you have any questions, pop them in the comments, okay? It cannot stay here very long. So if you have, but only important questions, be conservative. Be conservative. So, let's talk about this finale, this incredible finale. Where are we? There we go. How did we get here? How did we get to the top 5? And most of all, was it better than season 13? These are all important questions. What did you think about this finale?
I mean, Listen, was it for season 13? Bar is on the floor. I got on record to say that this season is like my favorite since season 9, so I did enjoy it. Now, I did cheat a little bit, and the way that I watch these like modern finales is like, okay, so this is the segment. Okay, let's see what the next thing is. Let's see what the next thing is. Let's see what the next thing is. And then I just like watch the final lip sync. But for this, I did go back and I rewatched it, and like, it was fun. It was just like a lot of fun about everything. How was it? Fine.
Yeah, just fine.
Yeah.
I feel the same. Mostly also because the season 13 one was such a shit show that it felt refreshing to have, a proper finale. But at the end of the day, I feel like they are underused, the queens. That's I was happy. I was mostly happy to see the queens rather than the whole finale thing by itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They felt really underused. You have so much talent in there. You can do some incredible things, and at the end, we were served what we were served.
I mean, they also gave like a huge. They highlighted the Vegas show, which is like, what? I mean, I get it. They're showing those queens as well, but like, why not just give the eliminated 9 queens to do the performance that these 7 queens did? I think that would have been a better use of their time and their drag.
I absolutely agree. There was, wait a moment, because I popped the slide. There was this moment in which they shilled for Bubbly Bounce sparkling water. If you don't know, it's a brand of sparkling water that, for fuck's sake, it's going to be a sponsor for who knows how many years. And they used the shilling of Bubbly Bounce to shill for the Vegas live show. And I was like, what is it? It's like shill squared. It was a little bit too much. I mean, I get it. I'm happy to see the essence of beauty in there. I'm having like a mental orgasm.
Oh, same.
But did we really need to do that? Did we really need to do that?
I mean, just imagine if this performance had been done by, we see here Jorgeous like in the forefront. Like, imagine if she was the one leading it, and obviously Carrie also, and Deja also another great performer, Jasmine a great performer.
It would have been fun to watch, especially if they asked them to improvise. If they were like they did like for the Daytona Wind, they came out of nowhere and realized that there was a twist. Like at some point they called them all on stage. And now you have to improvise. However it goes, it goes.
I mean, yeah, but again, as you said, they did feel very underutilized, and that's a shame.
Yeah, let's go a moment too, because there are some comments in here before I lose them with the chat. Let's go a little bit to the comments, then we talk about the top 5. I don't know. We talk about whatever we talk about. Phoenix, Bossy Queen saying Thanos. Okay, Orca.
Wait.
What do you think about the final lip sync song? What do you think about the final lip sync song?
Okay, so when I saw that in the Chiron they said that it was going to be Gimme, 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 I was like, they're gonna do the Cher version, right? And they did. And I think, to be perfectly honest, I was a little underwhelmed by the lip sync, because like it's ABBA and then it's Cher also, and it's disco and it's the final lip sync. It's like I needed a little bit more.
It was the Cher version? Was it not a ghost singer?
No, it was the Cher version, because
oh my god, my god, it's Carrie Colby. I'm becoming straight. It's Carrie Colby. It's her fault. I thought it was a ghost singer, and I was like, why did they add the Cher effect to the song? This is so puzzling. I looked like a complete idiot,
By the way, that whole album that Cher did of like just her singing karaoke to ABBA songs, I was like, fantastic. Great.
Blazing says, I love your videos and you have to join game night. Game night, it's like Friday night on Discord when everybody talks on each other's for 3 hours.
Oh, I mean, listen, I would love to, but I don't really use Discord, and
you have
I'm not really
most importantly, you have a life.
Well, listen, in these past couple of weeks, well, not these past, but the past 2 weeks, I really did say, like, listen, I'm gonna say no to making videos. Let me enjoy myself, my friends, my partner, and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree on that. You don't tell me. I haven't been published anything for like 3 weeks. 3 weeks, sorry, 6 weeks.
That's why we're tanking.
Phoenix says season 13 was worse, but let's not forget the 7 non-elimination episodes.
Oh my god, yeah. For my, it's not even really going to be a review. It's more going to be like how I would, produce the show. Video, I'm like, those episodes don't exist. Like, do not rewatch them, because if you think about it, all of the filler episodes, well, okay, half of the filler episodes of this season focused on Lady Camden, and all of Camden's wins came in filler episodes. So when I saw her in that top 2, I was like, yeah, she's never winning. Yeah.
Well, I have a theory. This is something that I discussed in the last live stream, which was like 2 weeks ago. It was like in the middle of the live stream, so nobody heard that. But I had a theory that they initially had the idea of of eliminating Willow during the final episode for shock value. Because it's VH1, and you know that they have all their statistics in there, their market research, and since it's aimed to U.S. population, they have to have a black girl in there. It's basic representation. So I was under the idea that knowing that they do this, and they have always done it, it means that in the initial plan, they probably wanted to eliminate Willow for shock value, which tells me that the top 4 that they had in mind was Lady British, Bronco, Angeria, and Heather. These are my names. This is how I call them.
Bronco, yeah.
But we also know that when they have a top 4, production has basically 2 queens that they are gunning for. That they are pushing more, that they are helped a little bit more in the edit, a little bit more while producing. Like they give them some wins, they save them a little. So based on this reasoning, that you can, if you go back and watch every season since the live finale thing became a thing, like since season 4, you can always identify 2 queens that you can say, oh yeah, sure, production wants either one of these 2 queens. Starting with this reasoning, who do you think was the production choice to actually win the season?
I mean, should I even say it?
Yes, let's say it.
Listen, I've said... So yeah, before the finale, I was like, it's gonna be Bosco, because they just kept, saving her in a way. And then I don't know if you know her, but I think her name is Leija Miller, the lawyer that does. Yeah, she was like, okay, so it is kind of a scammy thing if they rigged the chocolate thing for Bosco. And I was like, well, wait, if they rigged it for her and then she won, isn't that kind of fraud in a way? So after seeing that, I was like, okay, so no, they can't crown Bosco. That would be a little fishy, let's say that. But then, like, watching the season, I'm like, wait, what? Who are we trying to say is going to be the winner here? If not Bosco, obviously. Who do you think? I mean, who would you say was the one?
For me, it was Lady British. These were their 2 choices for 2 different reasons. One, it's because of how much push they got during both of them during the season, but also because it's VH1. And let's not forget that VH1 does like to have their white winners, unless something happens in the world that will punish them really hard where it counts if they keep doing this shit. So since it goes on like this, that the time has passed, so we had a little bit of a shift with Kylie as a winner, because she's also a trans woman and so on. So we can go back to do our shit as usual. So I was 100% sure that they wanted a white winner. So based on the fact that all of these reasons, I was like, okay, it's either going to be Bronco or Lady British. The problem is that they didn't take into account that people basically responded so positively online positively to most of them. But Willow is the one who received overwhelming support. Everybody else, compared to Willow, everybody else basically faded in the background. So, and this is something that they saw happening before, and I was like, how the fuck are you're going to have a top 5 at this point? You have to have it. You have no escape from that.
Yeah, you kind of dug yourself into a hole and couldn't do anything.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. That's why I was so sure that, well, if they brought Willow to the finale, that's because they're going to pick her as a winner. There is, I think they gunned a lot for Bosco to have a strong response from the audience, but she didn't really get it. It's not like people disliked her. It's just that they liked Willow so much more. So much more. Wait a moment. I have a super chat. Javier, for $10. I'm really happy to listen to you both here. I've been a fan of both of your reviews and rants since 2019. Thank you,
Javier.
Thank you so much. Let's see if we have any other interesting comments. D15 says, I've been watching your videos since season 11. Only? I'm joking. And I was wondering if you feel like the show's editing is getting a bit worse or better, because nowadays characters don't all get generic storylines. So
so here's the thing. I have a theory.
Let's listen.
Hear me out. Hear me out. So, season 3 of Drag Race UK, season 14 of Drag Race, the fracking. No, so the top 3 queens track record wise for season 14 are Angeria, Lady Camden, and Willow. The top 3 of season 3 of Drag Race UK were Ella, Kitty, and Crystal. Looking at those 3 queens like next to each other, the way that they try to show each one of them is similar to another queen from the other season. What I mean by this is that like Elevate was invisible in the beginning and then just like had a fantastic competition performance like Lady Camden. On the other hand, you had somebody who was like Crystal, who RuPaul was obsessing over since episode 1, who kind of was like the worst of the 3, the worst in the competition, but still was also loved by the audience, which was also Willow, loved by RuPaul, the worst out of the 3, but not bad, and also loved by the audience. And then there was Kitty, or Angeria, who was a strong competitor, but just like was never edited as a winner, even though we were all like, she could win, right? Like it's possible, right? And I was like, I think that the storylines, they're not really going so much for those old archetypes, like exact hero, exact villain. Like there isn't the Jinx and Rolaska talks.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore. They don't do
that stuff anymore, but they kind of created their own characters now, their own how would we call them? Like, I'm blanking on the word. Like, yeah, let's say archetypes, basically, that they try to kind of repeat every single season so that the audience can kind of get used to it and not necessarily enjoy the show, but kind of feel comfortable with it.
Yeah, this is something that I noticed as well. The old archetypes, the old kind of storylines are a little bit gone. We don't have them anymore, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it's more difficult to predict, but in a way, it has a little bit more fidelity, if we want to the real people who are in there. It's also a bit messy, but it feels to me like they're trying to do a little bit of they're trying to find a best middle way, let's say like this, because you cannot be 100% real. It would be a mess. But also, if you don't have clear characters, people don't really understand it. They kind of get lost after a while. So you can still see that they have some sort of archetypes in there. They're just not as familiar or defined as they used to be in the earlier seasons. So let's talk a little bit about the Queen's performances. Oh no, there is something that I wanted to talk about. I don't know if you can see it yet, there is this moment in the very beginning, because we got used of having RuPaul coming on stage and performing her song with these mesmerizing dances in the background that create like this illusion of movement. There's Mamara that looks like Jorgeous on stage with the dancer. She didn't have
God.
She didn't have it this time. She didn't do it. But we did have Michelle twerking on stage. Now, what did you think about that?
I thought that it was like so campy, and I was like, am I about to praise RuPaul and Michelle? Am I about to do it? Yeah, let me do it. Yeah, I think that RuPaul by now knows that, like, we know that he's, like Louis says, come on, Ru, give us nothing again.
Yes.
And it's like, he's playing into that, and I love that. And then I love that Michelle comes on, and like Ru is supposed to be all stoic and whatever, and Michelle's just like, no, we're fucking around here. Let's do that. It was a cute bit. I liked it.
Yeah, I like that. I like that they make fun of themselves, because I mean, looking at Michelle twerking, I felt sexy watching that, and you have never seen me twerking, so I like that they do this thing. This was fun. It was a nice moment. It was a very good beginning. What I didn't like in general were the way they organized all of the performances, because it was very, very formulaic in a way. It's like every queen has her moment during the reunion, and it's basically divided in 3 acts. We have one with a small interview where they give more exposition, more storylines, the usual stuff. And it's coupled with a segment that's recorded with actors during daytime in Las Vegas. So it's incredibly kept under control, if you know what I mean. Like, all of these is scripted. Then we have the show on the main stage itself, where the queens perform all this choreo with backup dancer, and they have a song. Like, did they write this song? Did they write the lyrics to this song? No. Where did this song come from? Who did that? We don't know, which means, to me, it tells me that production made this song for them, which in a way it's a good thing. I mean, let's not forget the fiasco of last year when the queens had to basically produce a song, a video, and whatever, and then it was monetized by VH1 and everybody else got copyright strikes. It's still a step forward, but then again, it keeps their performance under control more, because they are given a song, probably even given a choreo. I hope they paid for their dresses at this point. And then at the end, there is this segment with RuPaul where, they go again with storyline, and every single time that RuPaul is asking a question, I shit you not, she never looks at the queens. She is dead on the camera. I'm like, can you imagine being there with somebody asking you questions, not even looking at you? It's not even facing you.
Can I also just say, I mean, this is like skipping maybe too far ahead, but like when Willow and Camden were getting ready to lip sync and RuPaul was saying the whole thing, 2 queens stand before me and all that. Why did she leave the stage? What, like, why was there why was she on the LED screen? Like, what happened there?
She needed to wear panties.
Well, possibly.
She needed to change.
Good God.
Listen, I didn't dislike the Queen's performance. Now, going back to the performance, I didn't dislike them, but it felt so, so everything strictly under control. You lost the kind of the familiarity, the vibe that every single queen gets on their own. I mean, I remember what the queens did in season 12 when they had 100% control of their finale performances, and that was amazing to me. I wanted more of that. I really wanted more of that.
I think that they also did it much better on season 8. Like Bob, Kim, and Naomi's performances, while also, in the same vein of like produced like here, and they were given songs and everything, it seemed better. Maybe it was better because there were less people there, but it still did seem better,
I can tell you this, after we watched the reunion, my partner mentioned season 8 as well, and he told me nothing is ever going to top Fat, Femme, and Asian. like ever.
Oh God, yeah. I just don't think that they're going to. But by constant repetition, I don't think that they're going to be able to kind of replicate that, because repetition
No.
doesn't mean replicating some quality, you know. But it wasn't bad. It was just like there.
It felt a little bit too polished. I mean, I remember a time when drag was considered punk rock all over, and seeing it, everything so polished, so cured in every minimal details, it felt very formulaic. It's like soulless in a way. It felt a little bit soulless. Did you have a favorite performance in there? Because for me, it was Diabetes. That's why I have it on screen in there. That's the one that I was about to say. Most.
Yeah, Diabetes. Just, I mean, first of all, she as a performer is fantastic. Whenever she lip syncs, her face just gives you like what you need to feel. And then her costume.
Yeah, the costume was beautiful.
God, that was so good.
Yeah. Also, I didn't put it here, but I also had a slide for the entrances look, and Diabetes was one of my favorite ones. Angeria was the best one for me. She was opulence. Period.
I don't know if you watched, or if anybody here in the chat watched the top. Naomi and Monet were like saying that Daya's look was the worst, and I was like,
yeah, sure.
Where? What? The what?
What was it like on a World of Wonder show?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh my God.
Where else? But okay, so I said, oh my God, because I only remembered, and this is going to sound like I'm hating on her, but I'm really not. Orion Stories look, the lion dragon pink thing that she had, I just found it was so beautiful for me. Like, that was my favorite prop, let's say, or piece of clothing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then and because of how much I like that, I was like, oh, so her look was my favorite. And then while editing my video, when I went to get the picture of her look, I was like, oh no, oh no. I just like the lion. No. But yeah, I think Daya's look was my favorite.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was impressive. Also, something so simple like the fans from behind that were blowing this feather perfectly. I was like, okay, I am sold. I'm really, really sold. I'm surprised I'm liking Diabetes so much. I'm really surprised, because in the very beginning I was like, nah, there is a little bit of bullshit going around there, but you know, it's part of the person. It's not the entire person. Let's say it like this. Did you notice that when they chose the top two, they threw a little bit of shade at Bosco?
Wait, no. What was said?
Basically, no. It was not something that was said. Wait, I have a slide. It should start popping up. Basically, they roll these two wheels, but and the first one that's chosen is Lady Camden. The second one is going to be Willow, but the wheel as Willow after Bosco. And you see the wheel rolling, and it gets all the way halfway to Bosco, and then it rolls back to Willow.
Oh my God.
I was like, come on. Don't do it like this. Come on. Poor Bosco.
Honestly, funny. I like, if I had noticed it, I would have been like, all right, that was a good gag as well.
I felt
poor Bosco.
I felt so sorry. I mean, think about, because the other way, if you watch the first wheel, the first wheel doesn't really do that. So you think the second one is going to moving in the same way, but it doesn't. So probably Bosco was there. She was looking at it thinking, oh my God, yes, I make it. And then she didn't. And I was like, no, don't do that. I mean, I call her Bronco. I make fun of her, but you know, it's in good heart. I felt so sorry for her. I really felt sorry.
If anything, she probably did not see it, because, you know, her back was turned to it.
I hope so.
But yeah,
that they didn't have also, like a screen on the other side and saw it from the other side.
Also, when Lady Camden's image popped up and she was chosen as the first, looking at her like with these 5 looks, I was like, wait, what? Really? And then I was like, well, okay, the look doesn't matter now. What she did in the season matters and everything. But I was like, wait, girl, what? No. It just looks so minuscule, like compared to the other four.
Yeah, I know, but for me, they didn't have much of a chance because she was the second most liked queen by the audience. And, they do what they do during the season because they film it like 6, 7, 8 months before. But when it's the live finale, they tend to take the audience into account. It's not like the audience decides 100%, but they take it strongly into account. So after seeing also the performances, which by the way, they were all good. It's just that some were outstanding, let's say it like this. I was pretty sure that Daya was not going anywhere, especially since the treatment did the reunion. But I was sure that they would choose Lady and Willow. It was not much of a gasp moment for me. I was sure Bronco was not going to be there.
I'm seeing like in the chat people are talking about the actual performances, and I don't know if you noticed, but Bosco had like the least choreography. Like for her performance, most of it she just like stood in one place.
Yeah.
Well, not exactly, but do you think that was like a thing by the producers to kind of hide the fact that she is the worst performer, but like to use all of these smoke and mirrors to make it seem like she's on the same level with with all of the other girls, in order to kind of make us think that like it's all fair or something like that?
No, for me, from my point, and it's my opinion, everything was given to the queens. This is where I think, this is what I think happened. So song was given to them, choreo was given to them, possibly maybe the queens decided the general outfit that they wanted to make, and then production provided it. So everything was under control for them. And since they knew that the response to Bosco was not as positive as they probably wanted it to be, I think they tried to tune down her performance a little bit. I don't think it has much to do with her actual abilities, but her performance, listen, I liked her performance. Did it feel a little bit lackluster? Yes, but I don't think this was under control because they knew that they pushed so much a queen and then the audience at the end didn't respond. Sometimes it happens.
I mean, definitely, and that's why I kind of am not really a fan of these lower seasons, because they just seem so overproduced.
Yeah, it was. Sorry, I stopped you for a moment because I see a comment. I also have a super chat. So I'm reading first the super chat, then I'm reading this comment because I want to add something to it. Damien, for £1.79, said, RuPaul stands there while the crowd is dying. Damien is always here. He's shady as hell. Now, the comment that I wanted to read is from Feifei. Oh, by the way, Sen, thank you so much for coming. San was so cute. She sent me an email saying, I will be late for the live stream, And
that's cute.
I'm like, if you come, it's a play. It's not an obligation. Don't worry. It's nice like that. Feifei said, did you record the performance times? We felt some were shorter than other. Actually, yes. I have one last chart for season 14, and it's a chart for the performances because I had the same feel. Did you have the same feeling, Yuki?
Yeah, when I was watching it, I was like, this did not seem like to have been given enough. I mean, the same amount of screen time, not just like time in general, but like screen time to show what the queens can fully do.
Mm-hmm.
But I was thinking like, oh, maybe it's just like the way that I enjoyed the song, or like maybe I preferred this one more, so it seemed like shorter. And then the ones that I didn't enjoy as much seemed longer. I thought it was like a more of subjective thing.
Yeah, it was because I had the same exact feeling, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to record the timing for everything. So let's enjoy the last chart for the season, and this is the performance chart. So every queen was given on average 5 minutes. All the 3 acts of their performance go on for these 5 minutes, and we have about 1 minute, 1 minute 20 for the introduction, when they have the Vegas moment, and let's call them confessional time, if we will, interview time. Then they have about 1 minute and 5 seconds on average for the performance, and it's incredibly consistent with everyone. And then the rest of the time for the actual interview. Now, some queens did get the time was distributed a little bit different. Like, for example, Lady Camden was the only one to have straight 2 minutes of interview time. And then, of introduction. And then she had a little bit of a shorter interview. But on average, all of them got 5 minutes. 5 minutes. If we want to really be nitpicky, then Diabetes had like 15 seconds more than everybody else. But it was just that precise. When I tell you that this feeling that we got, that everything was like strictly under control during this finale, it is to this level of precision. So yes, despite the feeling that they had different length, they were on average all the same length. Sorry, you wanted to say something. I interrupted you.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Sometimes, both you and I, we kind of criticize the show when the production isn't really that tight. But looking at this, yeah, they are pretty tight, and the way that they planned out everything is really good. We should give them props for it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I might not enjoy it when it's done like this, but I do recognize the artwork that goes behind it, because that there has been somebody in there preparing a performance that will last 1 minute with a choreography of 1 minute, and then somebody else cutting down. It's a ton of work. Nobody is denying that. Is it good? Yeah. Can be better. Let's say it like this. Can be better. Nightmare says it's super weird. The track record wasn't considered, neither the performance or the lip sync. So we're just crowning Miss Fan Favorite. At least the girls got their cash.
See, yeah, you know how I am. I will call my lawyer when I see that the person with the best record didn't win. But this time, like I said previously, because all of Camden's wins, all of the moments in the season where she shined, English, I don't know, they were all filler episodes. So once we take away those, she isn't the best. I haven't done the full thing yet, but I think that when we take away those, and when we take away the judging with the Snatch Game, I think they're kind of neck and neck. So yes, there is definitely that whole thing with crowning the fan favorite so that you can please the fans. But I think you can kind of understand Willow's win when you disregard all of the double saves, returning queens, chocolates, and all of those episodes.
Yeah, my problem with Camden, and this is something that I bitched about for the past 5 months, however long the season has been gone, is that Camden kind of acted a good character, but kind of acted a character throughout the whole thing. And I do understand the rationale behind it. You never know how they're going to edit you. This is your legacy. This is your career. This is how you manage to pay the bills. I understand that you put on a character, and also a good one, because she can teach everybody else on how to do this. She did it flawlessly. But at the end of the day, I have no idea of who you are. When I look at Willow, she basically poured her heart out in episode 1. And I'm like, I have, even if it's reality, even if it's edited, on all of that, with you, I feel like I have a genuine connection. I do understand that desperation. I understand it. It relates, I see it, and it relates to me. With Camden, I see a good actress. This is what I see. So I didn't really connect. It wouldn't have made much sense to me,
I think that, listen, it isn't the first time that somebody that kind of produced themselves won. Jinx, famously talked about the fact that she went into season 5 kind of not really trying to play the underdog, but seeing that she isn't, I mean, knowing that RuPaul is very like looks oriented, and then seeing his obsession with Detox and Roxy, that she kind of played up the whole, oh, I'm the weak one, I'm never gonna win, while killing the competition, you know. So you can do the sort of producing yourself into an archetype thing, but if you do it too early, I don't know if it will pay well for you. Well, pay well, no. If it will pan out for you.
Mm-hmm. And also too much. Like, I do understand it as a kind of defense and as a kind of branding yourself. I do understand it. The problem is, for me, with Kingdom, is when it covers 100% of your personality.
Yeah.
That's it takes away from the allure of the show for me, you know. What did you think about Simone's look?
When I saw her, I was like, oh yeah, this is why you won. Yeah. I kind of really gravitate towards that sort of this is a very like early 2000s style with like all the bling and the denim and the white shirt that's like supposed to look like it's wet, and I loved it.
You liked it?
Lala,
seriously?
yes,
okay,
yeah.
sorry. For
Yeah.
a moment I thought you were being sarcastic, because I was
No.
looking at it. I was looking at it and thinking, this is not Violet Chachki's legacy. What are you doing?
Well, true. That's true. It is definitely like a different kind of a take on the look. But then also remember, like, everybody that followed Violet couldn't really do it. Like, you know, Bob
Yeah,
and
I
Sasha, and you know, it you can't really top her look from
Jada
from
still
season
looks
8.
stunning. Jada
Well,
still...
but that's just Jada.
Yeah, I know. You
You know.
cannot top a goddess like that, but at least you can try. I mean, I encourage them to try. So
However, Lala,
you liked her look.
Lala, yes, I liked her look,
Okay.
and I watched how it was like made. She posted it on Instagram. Wow, just literally like the way that they had to create it, to create the shirt, and how they made the jeans from like different, you know, fabrics and different jeans. So good. Lalaurie, on the other hand, oh my god, what?
You didn't like Lala's?
No,
I liked it.
Oh my
I
god.
liked it. I was watching I'm not shitting you. I was watching this thinking, oh my god, Lalaurie looks better than Simone.
Oh my god. You know, missed opportunity on her end to like come out in like just like a giant bag, or like kind of make a reference to the joke of that whole bag look.
Yeah,
I mean,
she could have done it, but I do appreciate that she didn't do it, because over the years we see that whenever something becomes a little bit of a meme, you see queens overdoing it like for 11 seasons, you know, attaching themselves to that as if it's, you know, they're attached to the tiny meme for dear life. So I did appreciate it. I like that we come here and we have like opposite.
literally exact opposite.
Yes. yes.
I don't know if you noticed, but like when Lala was coming down the stairs, the cage kind of caught on the steps behind her.
Oh
and
no,
it started
I didn't
to like
notice that.
Yeah, and it started to like move when she got off, and I was like, if this thing breaks and she's just left with like a bodysuit, I was like, oh, please stay on, please stay on, please stay on.
No, I was watching this thinking Lalaurie looked bad. But you know, well, I also don't go out there saying that I have a heightened sense of fashion. As a matter of fact, everybody knows never to take fashion advice from me. But now that you mention the craftiness behind it, this is something that I find interesting. I'm going to definitely check it out, because I didn't notice all of these things. I was like, Simone is coming out playing the factory woman. I'm not having it. That was my basic idea, you know.
Wait, what was Cornbread won the Miss Congeniality,
Yeah.
right? So
what
did you think of her look? No, who gave them the money?
Wait, I have it here. Where is it? Where is it? Time to shill for bubbly bounce. No, that's not the note.
No.
Essence of beauty, always. Olay body. It's Olay body. It's like that skin oil that give an instant erection to everybody who's looking at you. It's probably the one that
Oh my
Simone
God.
uses.
See, that's why I like the look. That's, you know.
$10,000 from Olay body. What's Olay body? Well, try it. We don't support it, but why not? And also, they shelled out $2,000 for everybody else, which was a nice touch.
Yeah,
it was a nice touch. Now,
they
somebody
could
also
could also give them that money like for every episode that they're in, but you know.
Oh yes, it would be incredibly nice if they got proper money. I would settle for like $30,000 or $40,000 for the outfits for the season. I would settle for that. It would be good enough for me. But at least it's nice that they spread a little bit more money. One last thing that I want to talk about, talking about the lip sync. They did this thing in which they gave $150,000 for the winner and $50,000 for the runner-up. Now, somebody wrote it in the chat, but I was thinking that as well. Tell me if you agree with that. Could it be that they already wanted to have a double crowning? It was already in there, possibly for future all winner seasons in order to collect more winners. But then at the last time they decided, listen, we cannot do it. It wouldn't work. Let's just make a first prize and the second prize. What do you think about that? And by the way, $200,000 sponsored by Cash App.
Oh my God! They're not sponsoring you. They should, but
I had to say it.
I also, when I heard like the 150 and 50K that they were giving out, I was like, oh, that's actually really nice. And then when I put those two together, I was like, oh, I also thought that they were trying to have we're planning on having a double crowning. The same with like All Stars 4, you know, how everybody was like kind of shocked that they didn't do that they did do a double crowning, but that they didn't actually film it. I think they did it because they wanted to kind of surprise the audience. And before like competition shows or any sort of thing where like you can win money, you have to say the exact amount that you're going to spend. Like you have to budget essentially.
Yes, and you have to do it at the very beginning. This is like agreements that they probably did before they even started filming the season. Yeah.
And so I see here that Armando is saying that they filmed like two crownings, like one person winning and the other person winning. I think that they did that because they knew that they couldn't really crown both of them, that it wouldn't be like a satisfying ending for the audience, which like I don't know why, because Lady Camden and Willow, from at least my comments, I think were like the two fan favorites of the season.
Yes.
So I think that they just ended up with going with this like, look how great we are for giving the look how good, you know.
Listen, everybody knows I love shitting on World of Wonder. One thing I always have to give them credit is that they know how to make lemonade with lemons. Because my first thought was that, first of all, the fact that Cornbread injured herself and had to leave the competition completely shifted the season. I think their original plan was completely different one. Second thing, Cash App is not going to give them $200,000 just for a shout out in the finale. There are probably other agreements in the background, more shilling, maybe using it as the only payment methods and contract agreements that you have. They are getting something from it. So this is something that had to be agreed very early on. So looking back at the initial plan, I think they probably wanted to have a double crowning with a completely different top four. And at the end of it, they realized, okay, it blew up in our face. We still have this money that can only be used for this, because that was the agreement. What do we do with it? You know what? People have been saying that we are cheap assholes for a while. Let's do $150,000 for the first, $50,000 for the second. I mean, it's peanuts when you think about it. Think that like VH1 gets that sort of money for 2 minutes of advertisement during the finale. It's literally peanuts for them. They can afford it. So this is what I want to say at the end, that for how much we can criticize it, they're not idiots, they're not stupid. They like, okay, we have this money, let's put it toward our image. Look how good we are. Now the price is $150,000. Forget the fact that Drag Race became 40 times more expensive than what it was in season 4, and the equivalent of $100,000 back in season 4, it's basically $150,000 today. But it's still more expensive.
Yeah. And just knowing that we are nearing the All-Star 7, the All Winners season, or like All Winners season. I'm kidding. But
winners.
Kind of, some winners, some constellation prizes winner,
I can tell you already, I'm going to call that season All Stars Some Winners.
I mean, honestly, some winners, some people getting money to, get therapy for being triggered by roses. Anyways, I'm still salty that Jujubee is not win.
You didn't say that. You didn't dare saying that.
But I hope that they also up the money for All Stars. Like, give these queens $500,000.
Yeah, that's the minimum.
You have the money. Do it.
I shit you not. It's going to be 300,000. Like, they go double what they did for the winner of the regular season. They're not going to go to $500,000. They don't have the cast for $500,000. If Bob the Drag Queen wasn't there, if Bianca Del Rio wasn't there, it would be $1 million.
Yeah. Can we now fully go for All-Star 7? Because I have...
Yes, one second.
thoughts.
I saw a comment from Jules. Jules is our resident mama of the channel, which is telling us that Utica made Willow's 3-added outfit. I didn't know that, but I do appreciate it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we need to celebrate with the Utican.
I really do think that Utica was like... I don't want to, the whole... robbed queen, we throw that moniker so much, but I really think that she was the robbed queen, the robbed goddess of season 13.
Yeah, and Denali as well. For me, they were the two most robbed ones. Utica had it way worse because they also destroyed her image.
Yeah, there wasn't the assassination of Denali's image, like they did with Utica.
Yeah, it was awful. It was awful. I mean, I covered that because, of course, I covered that. I still pay tribute to Utica. And when I do the critiques, there's also a can of Utica on the judges panel. Because, if you gotta digest some good bullshit, you might as well have a Utica there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we can move to All-Star 7. I don't have a slide for that. I will keep the lip sync slide in there. No, a slide of Willow winning. Oh, by the way, before we move to that, did you notice that Willow did the Jorgeous after winning?
Wait, what do you mean?
You know the moves that Jorgeous does, the Jorgeous? You don't know the Jorgeous?
The when she spins on one, yeah. The one that Deja did after the...
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, she did the Jorgeous. I was like, yes. And then she released an interview. This is something that I saw on Twitter like an hour ago. Where was that? Wait a moment. Let me open it because it's Willow. It's so typical Willow. Basically, she released an interview, and at some point they asked her. What? No, I need to read it. I don't remember.
So while you look for it, I also want to give more praise to Willow when she said, on her Instagram, when she posted that she won, her caption is just, I'm your new mommy, or I'm your mommy now. And it's like, God, you're so brilliant. I love you.
It was for Entertainment Weekly. They asked her, is there anything else that you would like to say? And she said, yes, I just want to say, fuck her right in the pussy. And
yes!
Thank you for the
God, I love her.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
It's okay.
Go away, you don't catch my COVID. Oh God.
Oh my.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's such a breath of fresh air. She's a human. She's a human being. Not just
Yeah.
a human being. She's a human being that has depth, like proper depth, not the kind of depth that, you know, people like to pretend like they have. She really has it. And sometimes she gets lost in it. And sometimes she finds herself back. This is what I want. This is what appeals me.
The storyline that she was given on the show, it's reminiscent of like the older seasons.
Yeah.
Where like you understand, like while watching, you kind of fall in love with the person and Tyra Sanchez, and you know, but you kind of you want that person to win, and that's how I was with Willow.
Yeah, I mean it's something that for me resonated since the very beginning. The fact that she also had a clear storyline. Although I don't know if you noticed. No, I think you noticed. I think you said it in one of your prediction videos that they were kind of editing her out a little bit, moving forward in the season.
Yeah, exactly. Like somewhere it was in like the third quarter of the show, like the March episodes kind of. That's kind of when Willow was. Where was it, you know? Where was she, you know?
Yeah, she completely disappeared at some point. She completely disappeared. That's why I was, in a way, I was like, you're not really going to eliminate her, are you? You're not really going there.
It reminded me sort of like, who did it? Yeah, they did it with like Katya on season 7, when she had like the beginning of the season was kind of hers, like the first third of it was about her. The middle was like she wasn't an important factor really, and then she kind of appeared again at the end in order for them to eliminate her at the top 5. And I was like, if they do this to Willow, if they pulled another stunt, I'm calling the cops.
Well, thank God they learned their lesson and they started to film every possible outcome. So they also filmed a double stay. So thank God for that.
Yeah, imagine what if they hadn't done that? Like, what
they
would have been?
They would have been fucked. I mean, VH1 would have been so angry about it, because if I'm paying for a season, I also want to pay for a backup plan. You must have it. It's unprofessional not to have a backup or even a backup of backup. We are talking about a business that's worth $1 billion. So you don't want to fuck them up. Part of that business is enticing the American people through VH1. A big part of that business. So yeah, that's a good thing. I mean, again, no matter how much we'd like to shit on World of Wonder, some things they do right. They do right. So what did you want to talk about with All Star 7? Because I saw...
Yes, so Bob the Drag Queen said that she was not even invited to be on that season.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she said it. Was it? Yeah, I think it was it was the reveal of the cast for All Star 7, and Monet is like, oh, did you see that Bianca tweeted that she was busy? And then Shay kind of replying to her like, no, you weren't. And Bob goes like, yeah, I wasn't busy. I was like free, but they just like never asked me to be on the season. And I'm like, what? What?
What were they thinking?
Literally, what were they thinking? And I saw also somebody mentioned in the chat that like having All-Stars winners, I don't really, I mean, obviously they did win their seasons, but I wouldn't really put them on the same level as Raja, as Jinx, as Jada, as Evie, as the Vivienne. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel the same. And I also think that the show, that the season, they had a gold mine and they were able to like mess it up. Because just imagine seeing James or, you know, Tyra walk in. Imagine BB back on screen. I would love to see that. Imagine...
Well, James would have never came back.
Exactly.
Never came back. That bridge was burned a long time ago, and I think there were problems from both sides. But that bridge is burned. He would have. I was 100% sure. Tyra Sanchez is like a dead character. She's not coming back.
Yeah.
That I wasn't surprised when I see that she wasn't there. She will never be in there. Frankly, I think that the franchise will distance themselves as much as possible and consider it a lost cause. But
Her and Sharon.
Oh, that is for sure. At least
Yeah.
for a little while. At least until they decide to give a redemption season. But you know what? When I hear about allegation of that caliber, I don't want to dive into that too much. But since those allegations are of a specific caliber, I would like to see that thing. If I was Sharon, I would like to go to court with it. You know, to prove on paper that if I did nothing wrong, I really did nothing wrong. It's just not my word. And I would go even for years on court to prove that, because that is my name. You know, it's not just a matter of protecting your earning and your image. That is you, you know? So until something like that happens, I don't think we're going to see anything about Sharon again.
Do you think that maybe this kind of a season was too early? Because
yeah,
definitely. Again, only 8 contestants,
and they had to take in the Vivian from UK, which makes no sense. It makes no sense.
If they're having people from other franchises, like I don't know if you followed Drag Race Espana, but no. Carmen Farala, if she had been on that season, if Carmen Farala was in that workroom and I would have walked right out. I would like, no, don't want to get humiliated here. I just, you know.
Listen, I tell you what I think happened, so that then other people can pass it out as if it was their idea. But for me, they know that an All-Star winner, an All-Stars winner season can be literally a gold mine. The problem is you don't have those many winners unless you're going to bring in winners from other franchises. So if you can establish even 3 seasons of All-Stars, all winners, you're going to make a shit ton of money out of it. Even more than regular All-Stars and regular season combined. So based on that, that is the reason why we only had 8 queens, because this is a trial run. We have 8 queens, mostly from the main franchise. People are going to watch it. There is an eye catcher in there, which for me is Jinx Monsoon. Out of everyone, my eye catcher in there is Jada, but I know that I am me. So whenever I see Jada, it's only Jada and that's it. But I know I have a perspective outside of myself. I know that the eye catcher in there is Jinx Monsoon. And this is a trial run. If it works, they're going to start bringing in a ton of other winners from other season, organize it better, see what worked in the first season, see what didn't work, because clearly, I don't know if you saw the Wikipedia page, the season has 12 episodes, so they're not doing eliminations. It's non-elimination. They have to have a point system of some sort, because otherwise, how do you explain it?
Speaking of a point system, I will be expecting my royalty checks, Drag Race.
When did you say? I can tell you when I said it? You first.
When I started doing videos.
Really?
I was like, literally 4 years ago or something. I was like, it would be great. I mean, I said it in like a more high-pitched voice, but yeah.
Well, you were a twink back in the day.
I went full on Butterface. Yeah, I went full Butterface.
No, I said it the first time when I was doing the Chop for All Stars 5. Somebody said, we were talking about future different seasons of All Stars. So somebody said redemption season, somebody said all winner, and we talked about all winner. And I was like, if they do an all winner one, it's going to be extremely idiotic to send winners home, because those people, they're not just famous, they're ultra famous, because not only they were on Drag Race, they won Drag Race. So it's stupid to send them home. The smart thing to do would be to use a point system. So I'm sure nobody was listening to that, especially World of Wonder. It's just that it's such a natural conclusion to get to that they got there as well. But it's the one that makes the most sense. Sorry, I interrupted you.
I'm kind of I see the season from both sides. I see it as like too early, and like you said, kind of like a trial run. But I also see it as something very positive, because if you look at the cast of these queens, I think all of them have sort of a what would you call it? Like they're labeled as like not maybe the best choice of a winner, or maybe like somebody that won for reasons that don't have to do with like the competition. And I think that they're trying to show them as like basically the message of the season being, this is why these people won. And I really enjoyed it, because they're like, I say always like Raja won because she was friends with RuPaul. I kind of do say it because I want people to react a little bit. But I really like Raja. I think she makes great TV. Her runways are killer. Like, she revolutionized what drag race runways are.
Oh, she is a legend. Nothing is going to ever take her out of that.
Absolutely. And that's why I think these like younger fans, or even fans that kind of have, or that maybe don't appreciate her kind of way of doing drag, they need to see like it's Raja.
Well, for me, the only problem that I have with Raja, first of all, I wasn't expecting her to come back, which was one of the big surprises. I wasn't expecting her. I wasn't expecting Jinx. Everybody else, I was fully expecting to see there. Not the Vivian. I didn't think they would bring in queens from other franchises. But the problem with Raja is that she has such strong ties with World of Wonder. She's been working for them for years. A lot of people, and rightfully so, would even go as far as saying, listen, the only reason why she's still relevant, it's because World of Wonder had given them a review show about their main show, their cash cow. And they wouldn't be wrong from a social media perspective, not from a talent one, but from a social media perspective, they would be exactly right. At least for me, the ties that she has with World of Wonder are so strong that I'm like, how could you even produce a show and ignore the fact that you have this person under contract for the past 7, 8, 9 years? I mean, exactly. I understand the purpose. I think she is there because she is an employer. Well, no, technically she's not. She's probably not. They probably terminated her contract for legal reason, but I see her as an employer, an employee. That's how I see her. And for everything else, if she wasn't so involved with World of Wonder, I would agree 100% with you, especially about the personal take. We need more fucking others on RuPaul's Drag Race. We need to bring back that shade, that it's simply shade, period. It's never so deep. It's really a way to cauterize the wound, if you will, but that is at the heart of drag. We need more of that, and Raja has it, apart from the looks, of course.
Yeah, out of the 8 queens that are there on the season, I don't know that they would have Raja win it.
No, absolutely
because of the ties that you just mentioned. I mean, I would love to see it happen, but I think that for the sake of like, to tie everything that we've talked about today, like making the audience happy and showing the show and the franchise in the best light, I think that they're going to try to go for a winner that's more recent. So like Evie, or well, maybe not even Evie, but like a Jada, Shay.
Oh, I would love that. Yeah. I don't think it's ever going to happen, but I would love that. No, for me, it's like the front runners. Either Jada, personal choice, I know, or Jinx Monsoon. Jinx Monsoon has had the best storyline in the entire franchise.
Yeah.
That's the fact that she is there, only just the fact that she is there, because you could say the same about Raja. But you could always say maybe Raja was just being a good employee and filled up a spot, like Jujubee allegedly did for International All-Stars. Maybe it's just that. Maybe it's just that they are professional and that's it. What about Jinx Monsoon? How the fuck did you get her? And how the fuck are you going to justify her performing badly, for example. It's simply never going to happen. For me, Jinx Monsoon is the winner of this season. Flat out
Same.
done. With that said, Jada is right there. So if they get confused, I mean, I'm not going to complain.
I want to, when I do my like cast review of the season, I want to put in a joke that I don't know if it's like, if it will work. Like when the queens started coming in and you see them and then you see them in the confessionals, I was like, if they don't tell me like who these people are, I wouldn't be able to not to recognize, but to distinguish the Vivian from Trinity the Tuck, and then also from Shay. But you know, obviously,
you have a little bit of help from Shay.
Yeah, Shay is a little bit different, so you know it helps me with it.
It's the rose petals. It's the rose petals.
Yes, exactly. Oh God, but yeah, listen. I'm team everyone pre VH1. I'll say
Oh
that.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
That's yeah.
Well, as long as we get something entertaining and well done, and I mean, all of these queens, they are giant of drag entertainment. All of them, one way or the other.
Yeah.
Some a little bit more, some a little bit less. I don't want to see any bullshit going into this.
There will be.
Yes, I know that there will be. I know. I know. But you know, I don't want to see bullshit like I don't know, finding out that they filmed 12 episodes in 2 weeks, for example. I don't want to see that kind of bullshit. Now, production bullshit, I can maybe understand it, but this kind of stuff, I don't want to see it. I mean, give them some respect. I really hope that they took their time filming this. I didn't see any rumor about when it was filmed, how long it was filmed, so I have no idea. It's just a hope that I'm putting out there.
Yeah. Basically, let's just hope for the best.
We have a comment. Well, we have a ton of comments, but I'm going to read a couple before letting you go after chaining you and bringing you here. No, because
it's fine. I'm here at my own will. You know, blink twice if you're, you know, held hostage.
No, because they don't know it, but we talked before, and Yuki said, well, yes, I can join, I can come, but I only have about half an hour, and it's been like more than double that. So
no, because I was thinking like, I'm gonna be like, I'm an old man. By this point, I'm already like in bed. But like, this has been like so fun. I just, you know, I want to, you know, pick your brain and talk to these people. Yeah.
Sometimes, I must admit, sometimes I go on like until 5 in the morning.
Oh my God.
Well, it happens. Sorry, Corona. Let's get some final question for Mr. Yuki, and then we let him go and take a pause. What do you guys think? We have Orchid. The Vixen is no fool. She said, fuck UK versus the world. I want a fucking paycheck.
She's right.
Yeah, they paid any. My God. Let's not go in that rabbit hole.
Wait, did you say the Vixen or the Vivian?
The Vivian. I said the Vixen. The comment was the Vivian.
Yeah. Because here's the thing. I kind of when I was showering like 2 hours ago or whatever, I had an idea about the video for the Vixen, and now that you said the Vixen, I was like, wait, what?
No, it said
interesting.
The Vivian. It said the Vivian. It's the COVID. My eyes are going as well. No, it's the Vivian. She escaped from UK versus the world. We're doing all winners. Well, she's not stupid. She is not likable, but she's not stupid. Likable to me. It's my opinion. She's a good person. Don't be an asshole. I just don't like her. Nerdigan says, Thorgy said Bob would be on all winners if it weren't for filming of We Are Here. Oh, so basically Bob was under contract for something else. That could be.
See, I understand that, but at the same time, that show was like they could have taken a 2-3 week break. Like, it's not unheard of, you know.
Unless it's different companies. Unless it's different companies.
Are they on HBO?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's
Yeah.
yes, it's HBO, but you always have to. It's not something that it's written in stone. But you can go to your parent company and say, "Listen, I have this gig. Can we find something in the contract?" Maybe they say yes, or maybe they say yes for a price. But if you have a contract with the company, you have a contract with the company. But also, listen, I don't know about you. I don't think they could afford Bob.
Honestly, yeah.
I mean, I think if Bob would ever go in there, and the same goes for Bianca, they want to have control of the contract. Like nowhere in the contract is written like the bullshit that they have in the normal contract that you can make up shit about me and I have to go along with it, or abuse me emotionally and I have to go along. None of that shit can go. I have a saying on the final edit, period. This is the only. I don't see people like Bianca and Bob coming unless they have these conditions fulfilled for them. Why would they do it?
Yeah, there is a on Survivor when they did their all winner season as well. One of the winners that wasn't even called was Vesepia, who was by the way, the show's only black female winner. This happened 30 something seasons ago, by the way, which is a fucking shame because that woman single-handedly broke 2 or 3 kind of tropes of the show running there all on her own. And she's a fantastic winner, but the show kind of just constantly undermines her greatness because of a guy that the main host and the main producer likes, who won after his 5th attempt, which what is that even winning? So I kind of feel like it's, if I were her, in that position, and if I had been asked to come back, or in the case of Bianca and Bob, if I had been asked to come back, I would have been can I see what you will do with me first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody, Eric Hidalgo asks, do you think that the She Devil by Night situation would be addressed?
I don't think so. No. I think it would be funny, but I don't know.
My God. I covered it. I called them the Trinity Leaks back at the time. So nobody knows what this is out. Yes. I mean, there was some stuff that was so specific that I was like, okay. Alleged leaks. Yeah, I think it would be gaggy if they bring it out, if they start bringing Reddit drama into the show. I mean, they took a lot of stuff from Reddit already. If they start taking in Reddit drama, it's going to be interesting.
I wanted to be well, listen, if Bianca or Bob were there, they would probably joke about it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Think Evie and Jada are kind of too nice. Raja, I think that she would do it for the drama of it all and for the joking of it all, but does she know how to use a computer? I'm kidding, no. I think that it would be so funny.
Well, for me, Raja, it's going to be the production, the voice of the producers. Anything that I see Raja doing, I don't care if it's her. For me, it's the producer talking through Raja. So, it would be nice to see if they do. Yeah, why not? Fucked up shit like this, it's the best.
Romans wrote category as She Devil on the runway. That would be, please. Just do that.
Romans, you're terrible. You're terrible. etc. will make a guest appearance to expose Trinity and leave from Dinosaurus.
I would love to see it.
My God, that reminds me, we are going to get a 2nd season of Down Under. Are you psychologically prepared for that?
I'm not. I don't know what Down Under is. I don't engage. I'm unfamiliar.
Oh my God! A lot of people. By the way, a lot of people are asking me to cover Drag Race Espana season 2. You are watching it. You are following it. I am not following it.
So imagine like I don't know if this ever happened to you, but did you ever sneeze and come at the same time?
No, I.
So that
What the
sensation of
fuck?
no, hear me out. That sensation of pleasure, that's what that season is.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
going to remember that.
Yeah. They just had it was Snatch Game. The episode 5 was Snatch Game, and it was the things these queens do. Good God. The
Can I
episode
tell
2
you Can I tell you something?
Please do.
I have a feeling that deep down, you are really fucked up. Like, I connect emotionally to that, but I would have never thought of that in a million years.
By the way,
Where the fuck is this coming from?
I'm only saying it because it happened. So like, you know.
Well, technically you cannot control it. It's not like something that you endangered yourself to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I will try. I will like get a dustbin the next time we get in bed, and then I'll tell you.
No, but seriously, like you have to watch it. The episode 2 of this season is like, I would say, the best episode of Drag Race ever. Like,
But can I skip season 1 because I haven't watched season 1 and this happened?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can, because it doesn't. I mean, the queens are good, but there's favoritism of a certain person that is just like, why are you there? You know? Yeah.
Okay, you kind of convinced me. I will just skip season 1. I will just show my partner the middle finger and just watch it. Yeah, because we have this thing. Drag Race, it's like part of our relationship. You know, there are many pillars in a relationship. One of ours, it's fucking Drag Race. So we watch it together.
Yes, for me, it's sneezing and coming together. Thank you. Oh yes, so Eric here wrote that like the judging on Drag Race Espana is so much different to this judging because they're coaching the queens to be better. Like even when they have like a bottom 3, like the low 3 queens, none of them will get all negative critiques. It will be like, you didn't really get the challenge, you were good, but it wasn't the best, and your outfit is great. Like they're not trying to like belittle their queens, and it's so nice to watch.
Yeah, it's the same trick that they pulled for season 2 of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
They did the same exact thing.
Did they do that because of the whole Jeffrey scandal thing?
Well, we know from the interview that basically everything that the judges say at least is heavily influenced by production. So seeing a shift like this, like from a season to another, it's like not even a year. For me, it's clearly a production decision. A good one, but clearly a production decision. I don't really understand when people come after, you know, the judges of this new spin-off, that they don't have the same power that people like RuPaul or Michelle or even Carlson and Ross have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, nobody will ever go to Michelle with a list of things to say word by word. She wouldn't even do it. You know? But with new franchises, they can do it. So, but it was a better judging. If they do it like this on Espana, then I will have a mental sneezing. Let's say it like this.
I do have to warn you though. The lip syncs and the results of lip syncs are usually not it.
They are fucked up.
Yeah, like the episodes are usually an hour and 15 minutes long, and so the first hour, like the first hour and the 10 minutes that you get until the lip sync, fantastic. Then you watch the lip sync and you're like, no.
Well, listen, I'm an adult man. I can compromise. It doesn't have to be 100% the way I want it. If it's just the lip sync, I mean, I survived the lip syncs of season 14, so I think if we survived that, and season 13, let's not forget season 13, with Candy Muse being the runner-up for being the best lip-sync assassin ever. And then, do you remember, I don't know if you watched it, she went on Roscoe saying, yeah, I didn't know the words. I didn't know them. I didn't fucking know them. And I'm like, do you see why I wanted Candy Muse to win? This is why I wanted her to win. And because it would have been, for shits and giggles and seeing people get an aneurysm.
Candy, love her.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's amazing. And let me tell you something, for all the people that are hating on Candy Muse. Have you ever seen Candy Muse with a beard? Because I was like, oh, okay, let's talk about it.
Wait, but isn't it called fur on pugs? I'm confused.
I don't know.
Is it,
however you want to call it. I was looking at this picture and looking at my partner and be like, well, what do you think about that? I was like, he left the room. Oh, good Lord. Okay. Thank you so much for coming. Please plug yourself a little bit. I remember to do this. I had guests only once. It was Vilma, and I forgot to ask her to plug herself. So please plug yourself wherever you want to be plugged.
So, where do I want to be plugged? I wasn't expecting this question. I mean, the YouTube channel is just you, period, and that's really all. I mean, I have an Instagram that I go on to like maybe once a week, so you can go there. It's _UCKY_, and yeah, that's all.
That's all you have?
Yeah. Oh, also Patreon. I forgot. Sorry.
There you go.
I keep forgetting. Yeah, Patreon is just patreon.com/you-on-YT. So you on YouTube, not you on white, because
you're not on Twitter?
No.
You should definitely make a Twitter account, because I never go there. Sometimes I forgot that I have an account for weeks, but I know that if you would be there, we could, have some shits and giggles from time to time. People would be like, you know what? He's alive. I used to have a Twitter, but it was just too negative, Yeah. It is. One time I tried to have a conversation and Divina De Campo really fucked me up so good. And I was like, you know what? I'm going on Twitter. I'm going to like things and I'm going to post when I have a new video. And that's it. This is what I'm going to do. Okay, Yuki, thank you so much for joining. It was really a pleasure having you here. Everybody is happy, apart from Mario. Mario, you don't know, but he is one of our best Judies here on the channel. And he's also like, oh, you had a collaboration with Yuki, The Trade? And Mario.
Oh my God.
He's not here because he had to go to Rome for work. So he's like, girl, I'm having my best life. I'm having like a martini outside, and posted the picture. And I was like, yeah, and we had Yuki on the channel and you were not here. So there you go. Well, thank you so much for coming. It was a pleasure having you. And
thank you so much for having me.
I will have you soon again. If you would like to pop every once in a while, you're welcome to come. And,
sure.
For everything else, well, we know how to find each other. So
yes, exactly.
Thank you so much for coming. And for everybody else in the chat, I'll pop a little bit of music and we have a 5-minute pause. And I will see you later for the Kiki time. As usual, see you in a moment, guys.
Bye.
your good intentions, they don't really matter. I don't need you to hold me tight or to make it alright. I just need you to shake it, alright, and shake it all night. Shake it up when things start to settle down. Shake it up like it's a snow globe town. The city's like a bottle of sparkling wine. Before I blow it open, let's take some time. Shake it up. Shake it up. You don't need to be chill. I don't ever play it cool. You don't need the right skills. Don't need the right tools. You just need the guts to seize it. To seize it in the middle. You don't exactly know it, but you know it needs a little breaking up. Shake it up. Shake it up. When things start to settle down. Shake it up like it's a snow globe town. The city's like a bottle of sparkling wine. Before I blow it open, let's take some time. Shake it up. Shake it up. These are cynical times. We had to endure so many clinical lines, so little actual cures. When getting money's our religion and love is in need, we sit and watch while our country bleeds. I'm gonna stop trying to get off the hook, and I really don't care if everybody looks. Shake it up. Let me tell you, baby steps won't work. Shake it up. Shake it up. Okay, it just might hurt. The city's like a bottle of sparkling wine. Before I blow it open, let's take some time. Shake it up. Shake it up. Shake it up. Shake it
And I am back. Sorry for the longer pause than usual. I was thanking Yuki before he left. We were actually having a little bit of a chit chat. So there we are. Let me get something better than just the logo. Do I have something? Let's keep Willow in there. We like Willow. So I hope you liked the surprise. I promised you that one way or the other I was going to get him here. I was going to drag him here. Crystal, mousy cam. No, I don't have the mousy cam. But since I haven't been doing videos recently, apart from the COVID thing that happened this week. But before that, you know, while I was going through my thing, whatever it is, I worked a little bit more on the upgrade for the mousies. And I have a picture. It's not finished yet. So, you know that I wanted to create like a fourth floor? Is it a fourth floor? Yes, it's a fourth floor called the Secret Mousy Beach. So basically I created all of this wooden structure with these plexiglass panels because we have wallpaper in here and the mousies would eat that. And then, you know, close every little tiny hole in there and then fill it with sand, bring in the plants and create a little bit more of a natural environment for them. It's not finished. It's not finished yet. I have some big wood branches that I would like to cut and have them of different heights, and they have like an aloe vera plant on all of them, it's like a tiny forest of aloes, that the mouses have to go through. And then once they get there, they go to this big log. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's this one right here in the center. And then they use that to get inside the secret mousy beach. Have a little bit of a shallow water thingy in there so that they can, but they would drink it. That's a problem. They wouldn't bathe. They actually bathe in sand. But it's still under construction, because every time I see, I do something for the mousies, and then I do I go overboard, I do a ton of different shit for them. And oh my god. Sorry, I just saw a comment from F. Kumquat. Says, I hear Nina West work as an attendant on the Mousy Beach. Poor Mousies. San, hey Top again, I'm back officially, trying to catch up on the stream. Don't worry. Welcome back. So, I'm doing this little thing for the mouses. Spotty is still there. She is fully healed. She is completely out of it. She even became fatter than Vilma, which is a good thing for mice. It means that, they have this very fast metabolism. So it's very important to create fat reserves for them, because if for any reason, maybe because they're a little bit ill or they feel a little bit down with their mood, if they stop eating for like 2 days, they are done. They don't have more than 2 days. So it's important that they have fat reserves. So she is thriving. She is the miracle mouse. So, I promised to myself I would do this for them. It doesn't matter the chaos. It doesn't, because I don't have a garage where I can do woodworking and sanding and so on. So every fucking time I have to clean the whole house. What I said, because there is dust everywhere. It doesn't matter how many vacuums you connect. So I've been doing that. The mouses are kind of fine. I try to stay away from them. Sorry, I need to blow my nose. I'll switch on the microphone 1 second. There we go. So yes, I've been doing this for them. For everything else, I'm fine. I mean, I'm not happy about this thing that's been going on. One thing I can tell you. This is as contagious as you see it like in medias. Most of the time some people are like, whatever I hear in the media I just don't listen to, because it's a lot of bullshit, and sometimes it's true, other times it's not really, but it's incredibly contagious, because my partner got it when he went to visit his family for Easter. And basically the wife of his brother, which is a complete piece of shit of a person, said that, yeah, we tested the kid, don't worry, we will bring the kid with the grandparents so that he sees the uncle and blah, blah, blah. And he asked her if he tested the kid. Of course, she said yes, and of course she didn't test the kid. Of course, the kid have it, so Mr. Invisible came home with a little bit of a present for me. Now, when he came back, we actually separated. We never touched. We never kissed, we didn't hug, nothing of the sort. He went closed in the living room in a separated space. We kept as much distance as possible. Anytime he had to get out, only to go to the bathroom, I was in the opposite side of the room, and I still got it. So, this thing is incredibly contagious. For everything else, I'm fine. I mean, I had a day of very high fever. It was amazing, if I can tell you this. It was amazing. Because, once you hit fever over a certain point, you start literally seeing dragons. You go on a trip. You go like in a spiritual trip. You literally see things that you're not even supposed to be seeing as a human being. So that's the spirit in which I went into this. And when I had like this high fever, I was like, oh shit. Shit. But, you know, apart from that, vaccination work, people. Vaccination work. Because I'm still here, and after that crazy day, basically everything else was very manageable. The coughing was manageable, the nose was manageable. The only thing I was really, really worried about was our neighbor. Because we live in an apartment, and the entrance to the apartments, it's actually a long balcony. So every time we need to go to our door, we need to pass through her windows. All of her windows are on the entrance balcony, let's call it like this. So even when, in the very beginning, when I was not infected, but I had to go out for groceries, I would pass through her windows. I mean, it's a communication. Hair passes there. And she's like 95. If she gets this shit, she is not going to get over it in 5 days or a week. So that's the only thing I was genuinely worried about. Also because being that old, part of her routine is to exercise her legs a little bit. And it's not like she is going to go through the elevator and outside in order to walk 30 meters every 5 hours, you know? She does it on the balcony. So you need to be careful, keep everything closed, don't go out, and, you know, it's a little bit of a pain in the ass, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be, so we're still here. Now, now that we're done with that, let's go back to our time. Johnny, those mice have better life than I do. Believe it, that me too. And me too as well. I'm going to post because I haven't given them access out there yet. So they don't know that they have that new space. I'm going to make like a reaction video. I'm going to film them when they get there. But it's not finished. I will work on that a little bit. FK Kumquat. Can I just say kumquat? it's easier. If Carrie Colby made top trans, I will explode. No, trans? No. I'm very happy with my gender identity and my body. However you want to, you know. I'm a little bit on the fat side lately, but I'm very happy with it. Straight curious, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I need to find a female friend. Are the plants greenery real? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, the plants are real. I have been, the plant that you see, the big one, this one, it's been growing for a couple of years already, and I tested it in spots with not much light, and it's thriving. Then there is another plant down here, a Dracaena. Wait a moment. It's this one next to, you know, the image of cornbread. This thrives in an environment with not much light. The aloe vera doesn't. But, you know, she is so... She grew so much already that, frankly, if it's going to die in 1 year, it doesn't matter. I mean, mice don't have that long of a lifespan. So as long as they get to enjoy them, I'm happy with it. They're all daughters of one plant that we have, so it's not like we even bought them. And then there is another plant, which is kind of new, and she loves shady environments. So, yeah, all of the plants are real. All of the plants are real. The only concern that I have is if the mice are going to eat them. Because they nibbled a little bit on the Dracaena, and I'm like, when I give you fresh vegetables, you never touch them. The moment I put a plant in there, you're going to nibble the leaves. You're like terrible. Christos, will the shop be renewed for a new season? The shop will be back for All-Star 7. The All-Star 7. Spicy Icy, what is next for the channel until All-Star 7? I don't know what to do because one way, I would like to edit the last live streams and have a complete series for season 14. On the other hand, I'm also like, well, if I do that, first of all, are people interested? And second of all, if I do that, I don't have time to do other things. And I would like to do other things. I usually don't have much time to do videos talking about other stuff that I'm interested in, and I want to talk about it a little bit more, go a little bit more in depth. So since it's going to be a month, I don't have much time to do all of the things that I want to do. And on top of that, I still have the new computer, which is a fantastic machine, but still, it needs a new software for editing that can take advantage of all of that power, and I need to learn to use it. So I still don't know what I want to do. Something I have to do, otherwise the algorithm is going to kill me. But you know, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I will make how is it called? A poll and see what people think. Sorry. Romance, did you laugh at everything said in the final about how Lady Camden was so quiet and learned not to be quiet when she was never actually quiet? You should know, every time we watch this season, up until a certain point, my partner started every single time when we were watching, when I would least expect it, you know. Sometimes I phase out. I watch, and then there is Lady Camden rehashing her storyline, and I phase out a little. And it's like, ooh, I am so shy. It didn't enjoy Camden's storyline. We both enjoyed Camden, the character, but the storyline was like, come on. I am a little bit older, so I see it. I also understand it, but still, Auntie, I love how you love your mice. They're my babies. It's not, listen, it's not like I am a crazy pet owner. Sometimes you see, you know, pet owners do crazy things. I enjoy building things. I enjoy woodworking. I enjoy creating small environment. I enjoy it. It's also one of my hobby. I'm just fortunate that the two things merge into each other's, you know. I care about my pets, and I also love to do things that make their life better. That's why they have such huge space. And I mean, let's be honest, who is going to use the ceiling anyway? Christos, you should create an enhanced all-winner eleganza or yes god mama put intro and song for all winners job. I would love to do that. I still need to learn the new software. I still need to learn it because I downloaded it and I still haven't got to it. The problem, listen, I'm going to be very honest about it. Especially now that it's just, you know, us. It's not just the workload on the channel that's been kind of hard to take in. It's also the demotivation, because I do see, you know, that things happen. Yeah, I see that I am somehow inspiring, but there is a difference between being inspired by someone and straight down use someone as a source of idea to copy piece by piece. And it gets to me. It really gets to me. I have 1,000,001 ideas. That's not the problem. My problem is usually the timing. The problem is that when I have the timing, then I start losing the motivation, because I'm thinking, what's even the point? What's even the point when you have like specific eyes pointed on you, looking for, okay, what are you going to do next that I can repurpose and polish and call it mine? And I'm like, What's even the point? I'm already tired. I am destroyed. You know, I have a job. Believe it or not, I don't just make videos on YouTube. You know, I don't live with my parents. I don't have people that take care of me and my needs, that cook for me, that wash things for me, that buy me groceries and all of these. I have a life outside of this. And, you know, if you need to find time for everything, then you also need to have the motivation to do it. You need to be happy in doing it. Why do you think I'm always here on live stream, but sometimes I don't publish videos for weeks? So, you know, I don't go out of my way to attack other people, but I do have a limit. I do have a limit. And when I reach that limit, then I will start talking about it. And I wish that, you know, some people would stop pushing my buttons, because it doesn't turn out well when I start talking. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Mr. Fauna says, hi, Top RPDR videos. I love to watch you discussing Dragula. I did one live stream about Dragula. But ultimately, I kind of give up of the idea, because I realized that I was doing the review the way I do the chop. And the two things don't really work, mostly because Dragula tends to be much more honest than Drag Race is. So it's the formula of the kind of review, it didn't really click. It didn't really work for me. So I did one, but then I stopped there. With that said, in another format, in another kind of doing review, I would like that, because I like Dragula. It's actually one of those shows that I wait, that the promo comes out and I watch it 1,000 times. It's I'm really, really invested into Dragula. Annie, the effort you put in the live stream makes them fairly good to watch by themselves, even without editing. If you want to do something else, people can just watch the archives. That's true, but also new viewers tend to not really click on videos that are 3, 4, 5 hours long. That's just the reality. That's how the reality is. And I also like to have a small package, you know, like saying, okay, this is like 20-30 minutes review. You liked it? Well, if you want to have it interactive, well, then come to the live stream. We can, you know, discuss together about things and have a little bit of fun, and also have a little bit more of a direct line between each others, you know? So I like the idea of having both. The problem is it takes more time. Someone actually left me a comment in the past video saying, well, you know, you could pay somebody $20 to edit down your live stream. But apart from the fact that I don't even know if it would be legal, okay? Apart from that, in good heart, you cannot ask somebody to work 10, 15, probably even 20 hours to edit down a video for you at the, you know, at the quality that you want, and then give them $20. I mean, who does? I know that people do that. I don't do that. And I don't make enough to, you know, pay people the amount that I think would be respectable to pay. I mean, I am pretty quick in editing down, because I know the things that I said. I know I want them organized in a way that makes sense. I know what I want to be cut out of all of the live stream. What can be left behind, let's say it like this. I know the things that I want to show. I know all of this, and I'm also very comfortable in the kind of editing that I do. So it's quick to me. But if I have to give it to another person, it's going to take at least double the amount of time, you know. And you cannot just go out there. I mean, yes, you can if you want to, but I'm not going to do it. I mean, at the end of the day, this channel doesn't make nearly enough money to shut down my conscience. We have to go into 6-digit territory to start doing that. And even then, I would have limits. You cannot pay people $20 for 20 hours of work. You know? You just cannot do that. You cannot do that. No. Eric, work as a producer in VH1 as a day job. No, I don't. I'm not even in the US. I'm not even in the US. D15, the last season should be an actual drag race where the goal is to race across the fracking land while keeping one of the queens Ru wants to do or be directly Ru's cloning machine. That's a trip. What are you smoking? Kumquat, I heard top RPDR video goes by Zaldi during the working hours. What does it mean? What does it mean? I mean, I do sometimes call my partner Zaddy, but I mean, he's even younger than me, so it makes no sense, but I do like the sound of it. So I don't know what it means. He's also in the pit crew. By the way, can we have a bear in the pit crew? I'm gunning for the bear in the pit crew. Auntie, you don't owe anyone anything. People will get what they get, and they can continue with their days. Yes, I know. It's also a matter of survival. YouTube doesn't give you any middle ways. That's the problem, you know, because people know the situation in which I am in. They do understand, at least, you know, the core audience of the channel. They do understand. It's not a problem. But with YouTube, if you don't publish, like I haven't published a proper video for 6 weeks. The next thing that I'm going to publish will probably get 5,000 views at best. That's just how the algorithm works, because you haven't worked. YouTube punishes you. So, Kapi, have you considered co-sharing the channel with somebody else? With you as one of the hosts? Why not? I mean, sharing the whole channel? No. Sharing a show on the channel, and of course the profit that comes from it, absolutely yes. It would be nice, because you can also share the work and you can make more with less. Yes, that would be a good idea. But then again, who is going to do that for the amount? I don't know if you guys know, but when you take into account everything that I get, Patreon included, I don't get that much. You know, nobody is going to, unless it's someone that is passionate. You know, that it's like a passion project. I care about, I want to talk about it. I would do it anyway. You know, it's like people don't work for $3 an hour unless it's for passion. And, you know, when it comes to that, you would find out that passion is honest passion. It's something that doesn't come easily. You don't find it easily. D15, Zaldi is RuPaul's design. Oh my god, no. No. I don't like Zaldi, no. Romans, who do you think Double Win was originally intended for? Cornbread and Willow, or Cornbread and Carrie? That's my best guess. That's why they added 200,000. That was the original storyline for me, because there was a clear connection between the three of them. And I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not that like what we got was complete shit, but for me those were the original Double Win. Gregory, Lamas Draga as a bear in the pit crew. Send me a link immediately. I will tell you what I think about that specific bear. Kumquat, don't sell out the chop. It will be like when Drag Race went from logo to VH1. Don't worry. I own the trademark on the chop. So, you know, unless you're watching that other show that sometimes throws shade for some reason. So no, it's not going anywhere. Sue me. Let's have it written down by the court. If there's any I don't have a problem with it. Fantasia, Top, are you sick? Do you feel better, darling? Oh, Fantasia, I need you to hug me, and I need to dig my head in your ginormous titties, and I will feel better. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm almost out of it. The worst is over. The worst is over. Still have a little bit of coughing. Still, my nose, you can hear it. It's runny, but fever is gone. So I'm okay. I'm okay. Don't worry. Watermelon, do you think there's any reason where a double crowning was warranted? Personally, I think season 3 in Russia versus Manila. I think the perfect occasion would have been season 9. That was the very, very first time in which I was like, you cannot deny that Shea Coulee has the best track record out of all of them, but you can also not deny that Sasha Velour took this new format and, you know, did her best to turn it into her advantage. So that would have been the very, very first double crowning for me. Phoenix, Evie Oddly can be at ease because it's clear Zaldi is not winning RuPaul's designing race. He is hot, but where is the link? I don't see a link to the bear. Where is the link to the bear? I mean, what looking is for free. We have this deal, you know. Sometimes we work in the street and it's like, oh my god, that guy is so hot. And I'm like, what? Auntie, Willow knows she didn't actually deserve the win. Notice she thanked Cornbread Broken Foot because she knows. Well, for me, she deserved the win. It's not like I do understand when people say that it doesn't feel very much earned. I do understand it because basically all the producing that went behind, at some point Willow completely disappeared. And you know, put yourself from the point of view of somebody that watches the show and takes it at face value. You see Willow in the very beginning, she's doing fantastic, and then she basically disappears. And then she ends up being the winner. And she only won one challenge. And would be like, wait, what? So, you know, for me, it was very much earned. But, you know, I do understand where people would come from. And I don't mind it. I mean, it's an opinion. I have mine, you have yours. As long as we are not assholes with each other, it's perfectly fine. It's even more interesting. Gregory, Orion, and Jorgeous were going to win. This is something I didn't talk about this because I didn't talk about the reunion. But, you know, before I came to do the show, I was actually having a talk with Yuki, and he asked me, what are we going to talk about? And the reunion, because in the beginning, I told him, well, yeah, maybe we talk about the reunion. And I was like, listen, my notes for the reunion, I'm like very basic. So I don't know. I think we will not talk about the reunion. And I can read you my notes for the reunion. Rehearsing storylines, mostly the chocolate bar fiasco. Then RuPaul stirring up drama between Cornbread and Jasmine. Then Diabetes and Jasmine. Then we find out Orion and Jorgeous were banging. More drama between Jasmine and Maddie, and emotional porn with Jasmine. These are my notes for the review of the reunion. So, yeah, I mean, double win, Jorgeous and Orion works for me. Why not? Okay. Oh, apparently we have bears in the pit growth Drag Race Espana. I'm going to watch season 2. That's official. I'm going to watch it. Thaliel, in my opinion, Shea, Jada, and Jinx could easily be the top 3 for all winners. No shade to Shea, but I think for me, Raja would make a little bit more sense. And, you know, I would love for Jada to be there. but I don't know. It feels too good to be true. You know, when you want something and then it happens, you didn't even expect it to happen, you know? I had no idea until like they started rumoring about this fucking all winner season. When was it? Like 4-5 months ago. I was like, okay, she's done with the franchise. She came back for the season 13 reunion. That's it. So I'm like, it's fantastic that she is coming back. It feels a little bit too good to be true. Also because being such a young winner, not necessarily young with age, but a recent winner, she can be reused in future franchises. So once you become the winner of the winners, you are surely never coming back again. You know, so she's still pretty fresh. The same thing goes for Evie Oddly. She's still very fresh. She can be reused for other iterations of the franchise. International All-Stars is right there. So, I don't know. Phoenix, I'm not mad that Willow won, and I love Willow, but I'm not like, oh my god, yes. No doubt winner of the season. Bosco didn't win, Angie and Camden were okay, and Daya was eliminated. Well, I'm very happy that Willow won. It's not an irrational thing, because I do understand that if you watch the show, I mean, they produced her and edited her the way they did. I'm not going to deny that. But if we go past that, for me, she is the absolute winner. She is the absolute winner. The only real competition that she had were from Cornbread and Angie, if we were allowed to see a little bit more of Angie. Jules, season 3 double win and season 9 both are double win worthy. Sorry, I'm I'm eating my words. Let me have a little bit more of tea. By the way, no liquid energy tonight and no lime water. Only warm tea. Which is strange. I mean, you know, you see all of these tea channels that they have all the thing with the cup of tea and so on. We've been doing this show for years and I never had tea once. This is a first. Talia, did you enjoy Drag Race Espana? We didn't continue watching. So I'm going to tune in for season 2. Phoenix, when they mentioned the drag gods, I got triggered. I think they know that it's bullshit, and I think they know that they're camping it up. I'm starting to be like, you know what? It's done. Let's be glad that it's finished. What does the hobby think about all winners? He is happy to see it. He doesn't look particularly excited. I don't know if he was expecting Bob to really be there. I was more down to earth. I was like, Bob is not going to be there. It's clear as a day. It's never going to happen. So I don't know what was his expectation, because his reaction to the trailer was like, I mean, I was jumping my chair the moment I saw Jada. I was like, yes. Jinx, I didn't recognize. I didn't recognize Jinx in the beginning. I don't know if it's because she came without the eyebrows and I don't know, the lighting was different, or maybe she was wearing makeup in the confessional. I was like, I didn't recognize Jinx in the beginning. I'm pretty excited about what they're going to do. I hope they do justice to everyone. Do you love Samantha Cucaracha's eye bleeding lip sync on Drag Race? I haven't watched it. Yet. Like nothing. I don't even know how many episodes are there. People are saying this is the best Drag Race in years. Don't spoil it for me. Let me have my moment. Jason, Jason, you're shady. Let me get it right. In order to win Drag Race, all you need is a corset and an unknown illness, and you are a granted winner. Come on. Come on. That's not just about that. That's not just about that. Watermelon, I wish the production gave their winner more challenge wins. Willow, Kylie, and Crystal or could have had more wins. It would justify them snatching the crown. The point is, I don't think that they really believed in them as winners. Because, I mean, look back any season. You will see some challenges wins and you're like, she won? Not to throw shade, but, you know, you really have people that are so much better in there and they don't manage to win. So you know that they play dirty a little bit. So they could easily give more wins to the future winner. The point is, they don't know who the future winner is because this person is going to represent the franchise. And you want people to like the person representing the franchise. You don't want people to resent the person representing the franchise. So you're going to take the fan vote into account, at least to a certain extent. I don't think that they really expected people to respond to have such a visceral response toward Kylie and Willow. And that's it. That's why they didn't get more win. Because of course they would have given to them. If it even, you see the length they go to always convince us of the things that they want us to believe. Like, that queen really deserved to win the challenge, or that queen really deserved to win the lip sync. You know, think about Carrie versus Alyssa's lip sync and the length they went through to convince us that, you know, they were in the right, that they chose the right queen to stay. Why not do the same for the winner? That's simple, because they didn't know she was going to be the winner. That is the best option for me. Orchid, I'm curious to know if the girls were given slightly different runway categories than the ones they ended up using when they filmed. I think it's even being confirmed. When it comes, which runway was it? Worship. For the worship, it was confirmed during the... I mean, we knew this before. It was a well-known rumor. It was even kind of justified when you actually looked at the runways, but I don't think before this season we really had any queen coming out and saying, yes, the runway category that I was given was this one, the one presented on the show was changed to this other ones. So yes, they do it. Phoenix, her lip sync made June Jambalaya's elimination lip sync look like Shea Coulee. Yeah, you're talking Carrie versus Alyssa, I hope. And I do agree with that. Watermelon, I highly recommend you watch Drag Race Espana Season 2. It's generally a good season. Yeah, you got me on board. You got me. I'm going to watch it. Subtitles and everything. I don't know how much I will follow, but I will be there. Do you think they were really going to pick Bosco as the winner, but then saw the fan reaction and... or was it Willow all along? No, it wasn't Willow all along. My best theory is that Willow was just a trope. She was there to be eliminated short of the top 4 and people be sad about it, and that was it. I think that they had, like they allegedly have in every season, they have 2 main choices and then they pick between the one that the public likes the most. And those 2 choices were Bronco and Lady British. Those were the choices for me. Sorry. Thaliel, in All Stars 2, Katya was 80% loved by the fans but if Alaska is there, you count the track record. All Stars 2, first of all, All Stars 2 came before VH1. So that is already a different era of Drag Race, if you will. Second, I think that there were already agreements in there. Like All Stars, it's another category. It's not like the regular season. For me, it's two different things. Now, they are two different things. Some things they do have in common, some things they don't. All Stars 2 is peculiar. All Stars 1 and All Stars 2 are very peculiar because these are the pre-VH1 All Stars season. So, do you remember in All Stars 2, Alaska portrayed a little pound cake in one of the runways. And then she released an album called Puppet, dressed as Little Pumpkin. Now, Little Pumpkin is property of World of Wonder. So what I think happened is that there was an agreement there already that, you know, she would publish an album, she would probably pay royalties to World of Wonder for the album, and she would promote the album and she would come back for All Stars and all of this in exchange for something. I think that it was because she had an agreement. Like, you wouldn't say things like these go on during the All Stars that we have now, or even from All Stars 3 on. You already see the shift. Watermelon, it would be really nice to see someone be the best competitor and the art of the season. We haven't had that happen in a while. Yeah, in order to do that, you have to kind of decide first. You have to either be very, very lucky, or you have to decide it. Gregory, did you see the link? No, I didn't see it because YouTube is blocking it. Wait a moment. No, I don't. I have no way of allowing posting links. Try posting it without the HTTP and without the beginning, and it will come. Phoenix, it makes me sad to think that maybe Utica's cookiness would have been better appreciated, like how Willow is, if the show didn't drag her through the mud. Yeah, that's an unfortunate part of participating in reality TV show. It's not just about how you are or how good you are. It's also the kind of people, the bunch of people in which you are, the kind of dynamics that form in there. That's why I say casting is a difficult and very important thing when you produce reality television, because you want to have certain dynamics going on in there. And some characters work well when their environment is a certain kind of people and can not work that well in another kind of environment. So yeah, it's a loss. I'm hoping that we're going to see Utica on All Stars, possibly with a redemption. Wind of Gust. I think the second resident queen of Puerto Vallarta would have returned for All Stars 7 had she won All Stars 3. Probably. I would agree. Shangela is a professional. Let me get comfortable. I see. Jules is throwing some shade, so I need to get comfortable for that. I wonder if Drag Race UK Season 4 is going to keep the pattern of fan favorite not winning. I'm wondering that as well. Because BBC is doing some changes. So if they are coming back to Earth, that's probably going to change. Johnny, I wonder if the agreement was if she got to the top 4, they'd crown her the winner. No, I don't think. And this is my opinion, I need to say it. I think the agreement won. If you come, you will win. Between you and me. We cannot put it in paper. It would be illegal. But, between you and me, you will have You can use the characters that you created for the show, which are technically ours. We will produce the album using this company. We will split the revenues in this and this way. In exchange, you will come back to promote this and that. I think it was something like this. Otherwise, it makes no sense. Auntie, Willow is a master manipulator. Oh, come on, Auntie, don't do that. Don't do that. We are not here to fight. I am too tired to fight. And also, don't come too close because you will catch my COVID. Phoenix, people were living for Willow's performance outfit, made by Utica, who were dragging all season. Preach. Preach, preach, preach. I love it. Sometimes Phoenix goes on a tangent, and she's unstoppable. But you're right, I'm not going to say anything about that. You're right. Thaliel, which queen do you think are the smartest and more strategic that have been on the show? Many people mention Willow or Jackie. Bianca Del Rio, actually. Bianca Del Rio. And I invite you, if you've been following this show for a while and you're comfortable, you know where to look when you try to understand editing, when you try to understand producing, go rewatch season 6 and you will see Bianca doing some things that you're like, this is so perfect that it couldn't have happened by chance, and you're not stupid, and I know that this is a game that's being played. Go watch that. Bianca is the only queen to ever bend the edit on her favor. Only. Even if she came back today, she couldn't do it because the approach of producing and editing the show has changed. But back at the time, she was the only queen who managed to pull off that trick. So I'm going to say Bianca Del Rio. Second best, probably Jackie Cox. I think she did a better job than Lady Camden. Lady Camden was very, very polished in her self-producing. But Jackie managed to also come off as very humane. So for me, she did a better job. It's a subjective statement. If we're talking about bare abilities, it's a subjective statement. One of the good ones that well, no, not one of the good ones. I mean, Rosé was very, very self-produced. I will die on the hill that it was for self-defense, that they were trying to trigger her throughout the whole production of season 13, but everybody could see through that. It was not very well done. Felicia, how are the girls Vilma and Spot doing? They're actually running on the wheel. Because, nighttime is daytime for them. They are nocturnal animals. So they're doing well. Vilma is losing a little bit of weight. A little bit, not too much. But also keep in mind, they are 1 year and 3 months old. Maybe we get 9 more months. Probably 6. So some mice tend to start losing weight, like the tonic weight that they have. But they are fine. They became super affectionate. You wouldn't believe it. Since, Spotty had surgery and they were separated, and maybe because we were just more in contact with both of them. Since they were separated, we spent more time with them to not make them feel so alone in a way. Not that I don't think that they feel loneliness, but they certainly, you can see the impact of loneliness. That is for sure. So I don't know if it's because of that or because they got older and they got sweeter, but they got both of them. They got really sweet. Like, I cannot even approach the cage and they are already on the side waiting for a treat. They became really cute. They used to be very wild. They became pretty tame. Not as much that you can pet them. That's never going to happen. But Yeah, they're fine. When I open the new part of the cage, I will post a video in here. You guys will definitely see it. Shit. Jules, Utica and Inali were unfortunately cast in season 13, which was set up for very early on. Especially, I was shocked in the very beginning at how hard they were trying to, well, in my opinion, to trigger Denali. I was shocked by that. And then what they did with Utica, they did like, it's like it came out of nowhere. It made no sense. It literally made no sense. Orchidude, Ben de la Creme? No, with Ben de la Creme, you could see, if we're talking about season 6, but also for All Stars, I think it was very clear that she was playing up a character. It was also part of her storyline, if we want to call it that, in season 6, that she was too much that character, you know? The delightful character. So when I talk about self-producing, it's more about the making people believe that you are really that. Okay, that's the difference. It's not just about portraying a character; it's about impersonating yourself. I think that's the best definition, like impersonating yourself. So with Ben, no, I don't agree because it was clear that it was a character. Watermelon, are there any songs you'd like to see for a lip sync in future seasons? Personally, I wish they chose more songs from LGBT artists, not just straight females. That would be nice. That would be nice. That depends. For the lip sync songs, it mostly depends on the mood. Sometimes I'm in for something that's a legendary gay song, you know, the stuff that you know when you're a young gay twink and you're like, I cannot let people find myself listening to this because they will understand. So more gay anthems for sure. A little bit more visibility for gay artists, yeah, a little bit of that, not too much, because at the end of the day, I want good music. I don't care who creates it. So if there is something exceptional from someone from our community, of course I would support it, but not like, oh, you have to have exclusively that, because representation is a good thing, but quality comes first for me. So I cannot quote any specific songs because that's not exactly the problem for me. The problem for me is that sometimes I see songs that don't really make sense as lip sync songs. They don't belong to any specific style of lip sync that we got used to. The girls seem like they have no idea on how to interpret the song. Sometimes you have the feeling that that song is there just because they were going to shill for a specific artist. So I don't know. Sometimes I miss the good old days when they didn't have budget for songs and they would just pick gay anthems from the 70s and the 80s and call it a day. I mean, I'm welcome to the idea that times are changing, so it's not the 70s and the 80s anymore. It's going to be the 90s and the 2000s. And but sometimes I'm puzzled by the song choices. They don't seem to make much sense. I mean, as long as they're not lip syncing to RuPaul, it's still a win, am I right? Phoenix, I don't know what was more shady, the wheel I was landing on Bosco or sending Ru out in that outfit. Oh, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't the worst she ever wore. That is for sure. It was acceptable for me. It was acceptable. She wore better. It was like a middle way. Orchidude, not even in All Stars 3? I don't know what that question is referring to because I don't have timestamps. I need to add timestamps to the chat. Where are they? Can I see them? Toggle timestamps. Yeah, that would help. At least I have an idea when that comment popped out. If you were to decide to cast all winners, which one would be on? Probably nobody from All Stars. Probably no one from the All Stars winner. I would have them in a special kind of guest star kind of way. I would have them have a role in the season, but not actual competitors, because for me that's a different category. All winners are the people who won the first time around, and you could cast all of them. I don't care. I don't have preferences, or I don't have reasons to exclude some people apart from you know who, but I would cast exclusively the queens from the regular seasons. You know, and we had 14 seasons. Even if you miss 2 of them, you still have 12 queens in there. Johnny, the outfit was awful for a finale. Jules, Utica reminded me of someone very close to me who passed away, so I fell for Miss Utica and was hurt at the roast at it. Well, look at the bright side. It's done. You know, the worst is over, and people already forgot that, and people, you know, even the most stupid ones started to understand what was going on. So for me, she's on her way to a good redemption at it. Orchid, referring to Ben de la Creme. Oh, if she was good at producing herself, you know, okay. No, I don't think so, because everybody saw what was happening. I mean, she didn't fool anyone. I don't think, and that's why we called her Ben de la Christ. You know, everyone understood what was going on. It was it was self-produced. Good self-producing is when people don't see it. Or at least the vast majority of people don't see it. It's when it's done convincingly, but you could also find reasonable facts that would disprove it. Okay? So you have a bunch of people, the vast majority of people believing 100%, but you have, you know, some form of proof that tells you that it's bullshit. So, no, I don't think it was a good self-producing in All Stars 3. It was too overdone. And the Ben de la Christ moment, it was way overboard. It was so overboard it became camp. So, no. I wouldn't put her in the bunch of good self-producing queens. No. I need a word up lip sync because it's the code word. No matter where you say it, you know that you'll be heard. Rue's finale outfit was the gag of the season. Yeah, I don't think it's, you know, that kind of gag. I got it. Nerdigans, TLC needs to be redeemed. That's a band I haven't heard in a while. Like, in a long while. Don't go chasing waterfalls. That would be a good lip sync. Didn't we have it already? No, we didn't. That would be an amazing lip sync. Damn. So, tell you what, I'm going to nurse my cold and go back to sleep. When are we going to see each other again? Well, on Discord, probably on Friday. On Livestream, I was thinking, maybe we can do a live stream before All-Star 7. Oh yeah, but we talked a little bit about All-Star 7 right now, so I don't know. Probably in a month at this point. Probably in a month when All-Star 7 starts. I'm going to, well, the live streams will be here. The videos, I don't know, but I'm going to try it. What else can I say? I'm glad this season is over. It was way too long. I hope I will have some new videos coming soon. And if you have the notifications on, tomorrow I will post a poll so that you guys can decide the next videos that I'm going to work on. Because apart from tomorrow, that I'm still going to take a pause, I'll be at home in quarantine for this whole week. So basically, I can use that time to actually make videos, you know? I still sound a little bit like shit, but I can use that time. But I'm going to let you guys decide. So if you check the community section tomorrow or the next days, please let me know what you would like to do, because for me it doesn't really change much. With that said, thank you so much for coming. It was really a nice live stream despite the circumstances. It was nice to have, some guests, and you were really nice to the guests. So to Yuki, thank you for that. Everybody kept their composures. And I will see you soon. Thank you so much for coming. Have a good night, have a good week, have a good rest of the month, and I'll see you back around. See you soon. Bye.